I stood frozen in the doorway of the hospital room, my hands shaking like leaves in a storm, my teeth clenched so hard my jaw throbbed. There was my wife, Bethany, 6 years of marriage down the drain, propped up in that bed like she owned the place, holding a kid that wasn't mine. Her face was radiant, hair done up like she was posing for a billboard, not fresh off childbirth. But that smile, sharp, smug, like she'd won something, damn near pushed me over the edge. She glanced at me, cool as ice, and said in this soft, syrupy voice, "Hey, can you drive me to see Jordan? I want him to meet the baby he gave me." Each word hit like a punch to the gut. "He gave you?" I muttered, blinking hard. "Not us. Not me and you. Him." I didn't say a word at first. Just stepped inside, slow, too steady. The nurse shot me this beaming new dad grin, and I almost lost it, wanted to laugh, yell, or chuck something at the wall. Instead, I grabbed the birth certificate off the tray by her bed. Staring straight into Bethany's eyes, I ripped it to shreds. Pieces floated down like burnt dreams. "What the hell, man?" her dad, Walt, barked, jumping up from his chair like he was ready to swing. I didn't even glance at him, kept my eyes on her. Not my kid, not my bill. Then I yanked open the drawer, snatched the hospital deposit forms, tore them up too, and stuffed the check back in my jacket. The room went dead quiet. Bethany's eyes flickered, her smirk crumbling. "What are you doing, Cole?" she snapped, voice sharp. I leaned in close, dodging Walt's grab from my arm, and whispered right in her ear, "You hooked up with that jacked-up gym bro? And you think I'm raising his kid?" Her face went ghost white, then splotchy, then flushed with shame. Right there, with her dad, the nurse, and the whole damn universe watching, she started bawling. But me? I felt nothing, no pity, no pain, just a cold, clear truth. Let me back up. Want to know how I ended up here, watching my wife pop out another guy's baby like I'm some extra in her soap opera? It kicked off 7 months ago. Bethany started rolling in late, way late, like past midnight, sometimes pushing 2:30 a.m., always with some flimsy excuse. Book club dragged on. Kendra had a meltdown. Girls' night with virgin cocktails. I let it slide. I was pulling extra shifts, trying to build something for us. Figured she needed space. Dumbass move. She started dolling up different, new lipstick, lacy stuff I'd never seen, dousing herself in this floral jasmine scent I couldn't stand, but she wore it like a uniform. Her phone? Glued to her hand, always face down, notifications off. One time, I walked into the kitchen, and she flinched like I was a cop raiding the place, fumbling her phone into her jeans like she was hiding a dirty secret. I saw it all, but I didn't want to believe it. Not until that night. I got off work early, boss scrapped a late meeting. Got home around 7:20. House was dark, too still. Then I heard her, voice all soft and flirty, giggling in a way she hadn't with me in years. I followed it to the nursery, of all places. There she was, rocking in the chair, phone pressed to her ear, murmuring, "Think she'll get your smile? Your smile. Not ours." That's when something in me cracked. I didn't call her out. Just slipped back to my car, sat there for an hour and a half, knuckles white from gripping the wheel so hard they ached. When I walked back in, pretending I'd just got home, she flashed me a smile that still carried someone else's touch. Should have walked away then, but I didn't. I waited, bided my time, hoping she'd come clean. She didn't, until today, in that hospital room, when she had the nerve to ask me to chauffeur her and her lover's kid like I was her damn errand boy. When I said hell no, Walt came at me like a pissed-off bull. "You bastard." I shoved him back with one arm, eyes locked on Bethany. "You want to play queen? Fine. But not with my money." The nurse hollered for security. Bethany sobbed, clutching the baby like a lifeline. I turned and walked out of that hospital, never looking back. But that wasn't the end. Hell, it was barely the start. I didn't go home that night, couldn't. Just drove, no destination, for hours. Ended up at some all-night diner in Maryland, ordered a coffee I never drank. My hands wouldn't stop trembling, my heart hammering like a machine gun. All I could see was Bethany's smug grin as she cradled his kid, asking me to ferry her to her man. The gall. The sheer, unbelievable nerve. By 3:30 a.m., I crashed at a rundown motel off the interstate. Lay there, staring at the stained ceiling, half sleeping, her voice looping in my head, "Think she'll get your smile? That one line torched every good memory we had, our wedding, our trip to Key West, that stupid night we slow danced in the living room at 2 a.m. All of it, ashes. Come morning, the rage had solidified. I wasn't empty, I was focused. Needed answers, proof, not for a judge or pity, just for me. Got home around 10. House was empty, Bethany's hospital stay had at least 2 days left. I didn't waste time. Went straight to her closet, found the locked drawer, bottom right. She always said it held old diaries, letters from college buddies. Lies. I pried it open with a tire iron from the garage. Inside? A little notebook and a USB stick. The notebook was a diary of deceit, dates, doodled hearts, initials. J and B, heart. Studio sesh number 3, so wild. Beach trip with him, Cole thinks I'm at Dad's. Pages and pages of betrayal, not just recent, but years deep. Emotional. Physical. Shameless. She didn't just cheat, she built a whole double life. I plugged the USB into my laptop. Dozens of videos, a folder labeled Gym Vibes. Against every instinct, I clicked. There she was, in the workout gear I got her last birthday, moving like she was starring in someone else's fantasy. I sat there, staring at the laptop screen, watching Bethany lean forward, laughing with some chiseled, sweat-drenched guy I recognized right away. Jordan, the trainer, the one she swore was just teaching her focus every Monday and Wednesday while I footed the gym bill. The video cut off before it got too raw, but it didn't need to show more. Her flirty chuckle, the way her hand lingered on his bicep, that quick kiss she planted on him when she thought no one was watching, it was enough. I snapped the laptop shut and sat in the quiet for what felt like hours. Then I grabbed a duffel, stuffed it with the basics, clothes, toothbrush, a couple bucks. Left everything else behind. The house, the memories, the lies. She could choke on them for all I cared. But I didn't skip town. Nah, I stuck around. I wasn't finished. Bethany thought she'd played me like a fiddle, balancing me and Jordan, keeping her safety net and her side game. But I'd been too patient, too soft, too damn blind for too long. That afternoon, I met with a lawyer, laid it all out, the notebook, the videos, the shredded birth certificate. You're not on the hook for that kid, he said, straight up. And with this evidence, your assets are safe. Good. That was the first bit of calm I'd felt in weeks. But calm wasn't what I was after. I wanted the truth to hit her like a freight train. When she got out of the hospital, I'd be ready with divorce papers, a paternity waiver, and a grin colder than the tile floors she'd been lying on. The day they discharged her, I was there. Not inside, no way. I parked just outside, far enough to dodge the staff but close enough for her to spot me. When she stepped out, wrapped in a pale blue robe, cradling his kid, I rolled down the window and gave a slow wave. She froze, like she'd seen a ghost crawl out of her past. Her dad, Walt, was trailing her, lugging a diaper bag and muttering under his breath. He saw me and let out a curse. Bethany glanced at the baby, then back at me. I got out, papers in hand. She inched toward me, wary, like I was a bomb about to blow. Cole, what are you doing here? She asked, forcing a smile, like I hadn't just ripped her world apart days ago. I didn't answer, just handed her the manila envelope. She took it, hesitant, and asked, "What's this?" "Your new story," I said. She tore it open, eyes darting over the pages. Her hands started to shake. "You're divorcing me?" Her voice cracked. "Full split, house, bank accounts, assets, and a paternity waiver." "I'm not paying a dime for that kid," I said, nodding at the bundle in her arms. Her face twisted, shock, then fury. "You can't just," I stepped closer, voice low. "I can." And I did. "I've got it all, Bethany. The notebook, the videos, the dates, the messages. You think I didn't know? Think I didn't feel you lying every damn day?" Walt started closing in, like he was gonna throw a punch. I raised a hand. "This is between me and her." Bethany's lip trembled. "You're doing this now? Right after I gave birth?" "Perfect timing," I said. "No more games. The real you's out." She scoffed, voice sharp. "What about us, Cole? The years we had? You mean the years I paid for your gym sessions so you could sneak off with Jordan?" Her face went pale. She knew I had her. For once, she was speechless. But I wasn't done. I leaned in, voice like ice. "Oh, and the kicker?" I talked to his wife. Her jaw dropped. "What?" "Yeah. Jordan's married. Got a couple kids in Colorado. Nice little family setup, until I sent her the videos, the texts, your little diary." Bethany stood there, mouth open, like her brain short-circuited. "Don't worry," I added. "She's coming to town next week. I want to meet the woman who torched her life." Her knees wobbled, and she grabbed the stroller to steady herself. "Good. Let her feel it." "You're a monster," she hissed. "Nah, Bethany," I said, voice soft but sharp. "I'm just holding up a mirror. You're finally seeing yourself." Walt stormed forward, red-faced. "You'll pay for this." I looked at him, calm as stone. "I already did. 6 years worth. I'm done." Then I turned, slid into my car, and peeled out without a backward glance. But it didn't end there. That night, I got a text from a number I didn't know. "You're the husband. We need to talk." He screwed me over too. It was Jordan's wife. And what she had to say flipped everything. Her name was Vanessa. She texted again before I could even respond. "I saw the videos. Thank you for sending them." He always said his late nights were client sessions. Guess he wasn't lying, just not the kind I thought. I stared at the screen, not sure what to say. It was weird, connecting with the other person caught in this mess, like finding out the ghost haunting your house was scaring someone else too. Finally, I typed back, "He got my wife pregnant. Found out the day she gave birth." Her reply came fast. "He told me they were done months ago." I guess that was just another lie. I didn't know what I expected from Vanessa, anger, tears, maybe nothing at all. Instead, she texted, "Can we talk on the phone?" I paused, then shot back, "Give me 10 minutes. I snagged a beer from the fridge and stepped out to the back deck. A light rain was falling, the kind that's supposed to feel calm, but there was no calm in me, just this heavy, icy knot where trust used to be. My phone buzzed. Vanessa's voice came through, worn but steady, with an edge. "I'm sorry you're dealing with this, Cole," she said. "It's a nightmare I wouldn't wish on anybody." "Same to you," I said. "When'd you figure it out?" Caught a text on his smartwatch a few months back. "B with a heart." He swore it was just a client getting too chatty. I bought it, like an idiot. Her voice wavered, then hardened. Something in me twisted. "Yeah," I said. "That gut punch. You push it down till it's too late." She went quiet, then said, "You mentioned Bethany's pregnant. Timing matches their workouts perfectly, doesn't it? And now she expects you to play daddy to his kid." I grunted. "Like I'm the runner-up prize." Vanessa let out a sharp breath. God, these people. We sat in silence, two strangers in different states, both gutted by the same liars. "You're coming to town soon?" I asked. "Was planning on next week, but now I'm thinking tomorrow. I need to face Bethany, get some closure." I smirked, bitter. "Same here. Hey, what if we do it together? You, me, them. One room. No more dodging, no more bull." She didn't answer right away. Then, I'm in. 2 days later, Vanessa landed. We met at a diner in downtown Philly. I spotted her right away, tall, angular face, eyes carrying too much hurt for someone her age. We sat across from each other, like partners in a sting operation. "Bethany begged me not to tell anyone," Vanessa said, stirring her coffee. "Said she and Jordan had something real, like I was just in her way." I clenched my fist. Bethany fed me the same line, said he made her feel alive, like our life was some kind of cage. Vanessa leaned forward. "I want to see their faces when they realize it's done. For both of us." I nodded. We hatched a plan. Bethany thought she was meeting me at her favorite Mexican joint to talk things out. Jordan thought Vanessa was giving him a second chance, meeting him privately. But we'd booked the back room. When they strolled in, arm in arm, grinning like they'd won the lottery, they saw us sitting there, side by side. Vanessa didn't speak. Neither did I. We just watched their smug look shatter like cheap glass. Jordan's arm slid off Bethany's waist. She stumbled back, like we were ghosts. Vanessa stood, voice steady but trembling. "So," she said, Who's explaining first? The silence was thick, but the real show was just starting. Bethany's face morphed, panic, raw and unscripted. She darted her eyes from me to Vanessa, then to Jordan. You said she left you, she spat at him, voice low, dripping venom. Jordan's mouth opened, but nothing came out, just wide eyes, like a guy realizing he's been walking a tightrope blindfolded. Vanessa didn't blink. She slapped a manila envelope on the table. Bank statements, she said, flat. Hotel charges, text logs, even parking lot footage from our condo. You two are vile. Bethany stared at the envelope like it might bite. I didn't mean for it to go like this, she mumbled, voice thin. I let out a loud, bitter laugh, loud enough the whole place turned. Didn't care. What didn't you mean, Bethany? For me to hear you in the hospital, planning to parade your kid to your gym fling? For me to be your backup while you played house with this roided-up cheat? Jordan finally spoke. Look, man, I didn't know she was married at first. Save it, I snapped. You've been to my place. Helped me haul that weight bench to the garage. I handed you a damn soda. Bethany stepped up, voice shaking with desperation. Cole, please. I screwed up, but we can fix this. I just had a baby. I'm a mess. I wasn't thinking. Vanessa gave a dry, cutting chuckle. Oh, you were thinking clear as day for 9 months, hon, Bethany spun to her. You don't get it. He said he was leaving you. Said he wanted me. Jordan's eyes flared. What? No, I said I was working it out with Vanessa. The room went dead again. Bethany looked like she might crumple. That's when I dropped it. That kid? Good luck getting Jordan's name on the birth certificate. My lawyer filed a paternity waiver. You're getting nothing from me. She blinked, like the words didn't register. You can't. Vanessa smirked. He did. You ruined everything. Bethany yelled, tears spilling. I stood, slow. No, you did. Lie by lie, betrayal by betrayal. You lit our marriage on fire and thought I'd keep feeding the flames. Vanessa stood too. Jordan, we're done. Talk to a lawyer in Colorado. I'm taking the kids, the house. You'll be lucky to get a motel on weekends. Jordan paled, stammering, I messed up, okay? No, Vanessa said, ice cold. You chose this. The silence that followed was the sound of their fake world collapsing. Bethany sank into a chair, sobbing. Jordan just stood there, hands on his head, like he could rewind it all. I glanced at Vanessa, and for the first time since this started, I felt a spark of something solid in us both. We walked out together, no need to look back. We'd seen enough. Outside, the rain had stopped. Vanessa sighed. You know what's messed up, she said. I shook my head. They didn't even apologize. And that, somehow, made it all hit harder. But we weren't broken, not anymore. We were just warming up. I didn't head home right after. Vanessa and I sat in my car outside the restaurant for a good half hour. The air in the car still carried the weight of what we'd just done, but neither Vanessa nor I said a word. There wasn't much left to say. Not yet. I thought I'd feel better, she mumbled, staring out the windshield like it held answers. Yeah, I said, same. We both let out a weak chuckle, but it wasn't real laughter, just tired air escaping two broken souls. Look, I'm gonna be straight with you, she said, turning to me. I feel like I just fought a decade-long war I didn't even know I was in. Like I was on the wrong side the whole time. I nodded. That's the thing they don't tell you about getting betrayed. It doesn't just sting, it screws with your head. Makes you doubt every moment, every smile, every quiet night you thought was real. That night, Bethany blew up my phone, 7 texts. First one, we need to talk. Second, I'm so sorry. Third was a picture of the kid. The rest were a mix of guilt trips, excuses, and pleading. I didn't answer any of them. Just poured a bourbon, sank into the couch, and scrolled through old photos on my phone. Us on a trip to Santa Fe, grinning, happy. All fake. I'd poured years into a life with someone who was busy crafting a plan B. Then came texts from mutual friends. Yo, what's going on? Bethany's saying you lost it at the hospital. Heard you and some chick ganged up on her at dinner. I ignored them. People take sides without facts. Cheaters don't just betray you, they play for sympathy, spin their sob story, paint themselves the victim. I wasn't about to help her write the script. The next day, I got a cease and desist letter from Jordan's lawyer. Stop sharing defamatory material. I laughed out loud. He was trying to scare me quiet. I called my lawyer. Can I clap back? He grinned. Oh, we'll do better, a counterclaim. We filed for emotional damages, threw in evidence of Bethany's lies smearing me, and I gave Vanessa the green light to use every scrap of proof in her divorce. 2 days later, Jordan's lawyer backed off. Vanessa called, actually laughing this time. He's terrified, she said. Like, shaking in his boots terrified. Good, I said. He should be. I wasn't the same guy I was a week ago. Not the gullible, let's talk it out sap who thought trust could fix everything. I'd seen the ugly truth, lived it. I changed my number, blocked Bethany everywhere, froze our joint accounts, cut off every way she could twist me up again. She didn't take it well. Showed up at my door, kid in her arms, eyes red and puffy. Cole, please, just 5 minutes. I stepped outside, shut the door behind me. I gave you 6 years, I said. You spent every second of it lying. She looked drained, empty, not remorseful, just scared. Scared of losing her cushy life, her control. You don't get it, she said. Jordan bailed. Says it's too much drama. I raised an eyebrow. So the guy who knocked you up doesn't want the kid either? She went quiet. I leaned closer. Sounds like the universe sent you a bill. She swiped at her tears, glancing around like someone might swoop in to save her. Nobody did. You ruined me, she whispered. Nah, I said, stepping back inside, locking the door. You just gotta live with what you built. The silence after I shut her out was louder than anything I'd ever heard. I stood there, leaning against the door, hearing her quiet crying fade as she left. And then, this weird calm settled over me. Not peace, not yet, but like the rubble had finally stopped falling after a wrecking ball hit. My old life was gone, but for the first time, that didn't terrify me. The next week, I started cleaning the house, literally and otherwise. Tossed every picture frame, every lavender candle she loved, every little note with her fake hearts and promises. But it wasn't just stuff. I was piecing myself back together, bit by bit, like a puzzle someone had kicked across the floor. Some moments hurt like hell, finding her old necklace caught in the rug, or one of those pregnancy books with her little comments scribbled in the margins. Can't wait to feel her move. Each one was a knife, because I'd believed those words, though they were for us. They weren't. Vanessa and I texted now and then, not flirty, nothing like that, just two people climbing out of the same ashes. One morning, she sent something that hit deep. The worst part isn't losing them. It's realizing they were never who you thought. I stared at that text for a while. She was right. Bethany wasn't the woman I loved, she was a fiction. And I wasn't the same guy anymore either. One evening, I was out on the deck, sipping a drink, watching the sunset streak orange across the sky, when I got a message from someone unexpected. Hey, it's Kendra. Just heard what went down. I'm so sorry. Kendra was Bethany's best friend, always too ride or die, too quick to buy her stories. She lied to all of us, Kendra added. Told everyone you ditched her while she was pregnant, said you demanded a DNA test out of spite. I feel awful. I typed back, she played everybody. You were just another pawn. Kendra asked if I was okay. And you know what? I wasn't whole, not yet, but I was getting there. I wasn't stalking Bethany's socials anymore, wasn't replaying the hospital scene on loop. I could make it through a day without picturing Jordan's cocky grin or that moment my world flipped upside down. I was breathing easier. Then came the letter, handwritten, in a fancy envelope with little flowers. Bethany. 3 pages, front and back, spilling out how sorry she was, how she lost herself during the pregnancy, how Jordan wasn't the man she thought, how she wished she could rewind and pick me. She closed with, even if you can't forgive me, know you were the best thing in my life. I folded it, tucked it in a drawer, and didn't reply. Forgiveness doesn't always need a response. Sometimes it's just silence, and I'd already said all I needed to. 2 weeks later, Vanessa texted me. Vanessa's text hit my phone. Just signed the divorce papers in front of Jordan. He bawled. I didn't. Just smiled. I typed back, freedom suits us. And it did. For the first time in what felt like ages, I wasn't just scraping by. I was starting fresh. It was a quiet Sunday morning when I walked back into the gym, the same one where Bethany and Jordan's session started, the same one I paid for while grinding at work to build a life I thought we both wanted. I stood in the locker room, staring at my reflection. Something was different. Not my face, but my eyes. They'd seen too much, not gunfire, but betrayal, the kind that hollows you out. Yet here I was, still standing. I stepped into the weight room like I was walking back into a bad memory, not for revenge, but to take it back. That place didn't get to own me. Their lies didn't steal my peace. I did. I wasn't looking for trouble, but life's got a sick sense of humor. There was Jordan, alone, no clipboard, no smug grin, just a stained shirt and a face that looked like it hadn't slept in weeks. He spotted me right away. I figured he'd duck his head, but he didn't. He shuffled over, slow, like a guy headed to his own grave. "Cole," he said, voice barely above a whisper. I know nothing I say matters, but I cut him off. "Then don't talk." His mouth hung open, stuck. "I don't need your sorry. Don't want closure. Don't even want to hear your voice," I said, stepping closer. "All I want is for you to know I see you, no charm, no swagger, just a guy too weak to keep it together." He stood there, swallowing hard, shame written all over him. "Hope you do better with your next shot," I said. "'Cause you burned this one to the ground." Then I brushed past him, hit the weights, and didn't look back. He didn't follow. Over the next few months, I rebuilt, not some flashy, movie montage way, but slow, steady. Joined a hiking group, started writing in a notebook, took a solo trip to Maine, and found I liked the quiet. I went to therapy, worked through the anger, the self-doubt, the memories that hit like punches, Bethany's smirk in the hospital, Jordan's arm around her. Bit by bit, the poison started draining out. I met new people, solid people, not to fill a void but to build something real from the ground up. Vanessa and I stayed in touch, trading updates like soldiers swapping war stories. Took up pottery, she texted once. "It's a mess, but I'm into it." I told her about Maine, how I stood on a rocky cliff and yelled every ounce of rage into the wind, like I was shedding a decade of hurt in one go. "That's healing," she replied. "You earned it." And I had. Healing's not always clean. Some nights, I still woke up pissed, still saw that hospital room in my dreams, still wondered what might have been if Bethany hadn't picked lies over us. But those thoughts didn't run me anymore. They'd swing by. I didn't let them stay. A year after the divorce was done, I got a text from a random number. "He's not coming back." I don't know what to tell her when she asks about her dad. Bethany. I read it, over and over, then deleted it. Truth is, I wasn't her fallback, her hero, or the guy who'd raise her kid just because her plans fell apart. I was free. And I learned the real challenge wasn't walking away, it was staying gone. If I could tell anyone going through this kind of hell one thing, it's this: trust your instincts. Those little eyes, the phone flipped face down, the kisses that feel empty, they're not just warning signs, they're sirens. Don't ignore them. And when betrayal knocks you down, don't just stand up, come back different, tougher, free. Love's real, but so's deceit. Hold tight to the truth. It's the only thing worth keeping. I let Bethany go, and I found myself.